What if I told you that the real reason so many men lose their energy, strength, and drive after 50 isn't aging at all, but something quietly sabotaging their hormones every single day? I've seen it again and again in my patients. They come to me tired, frustrated, wondering why their workouts stop working, why their focus fades, why desire disappears, even though they're trying to stay healthy. And the truth is, it's not their fault. Their bodies are simply losing the ability to produce testosterone efficiently, while hidden inflammation, poor circulation, and everyday stress keep shutting that system down. But here's what most people never hear. This decline can be reversed, not with expensive prescriptions or risky boosters, but with something unbelievably simple, something sitting right in your kitchen. In fact, when I started guiding my patients to use this one natural ingredient the right way, many of them saw their energy return, their mood lift, and their confidence rise again. So stay with me for a few minutes because I'm about to show you how to turn a single spoonful of olive oil, yes, ordinary olive oil, into a powerful, natural testosterone-boosting tonic. No gimmicks, no hype, just science, real results, and a habit you can start tonight. Let me tell you where every transformation truly begins. It's not in the gym, not in a bottle of pills, and not in a doctor's office filled with machines. It starts with something so ordinary, most people overlook it every single day: olive oil. I've seen countless men walk into my clinic feeling worn out, blaming their age for everything that's slipping away. But when we ran their lab work, one pattern showed up again and again. Their bodies were starved of the healthy fats that fuel hormone production. Think of testosterone like fire. It can't burn without fuel. In olive oil, pure extra virgin olive oil is that clean, slow-burning fuel. Inside this golden liquid are monounsaturated fats, the kind that don't clog arteries, but instead build the flexible walls of your cells. One study from the University of Cordoba found that men who switched to a Mediterranean-style diet rich in olive oil saw testosterone levels rise by nearly 20% in just 3 weeks. That's not a supplement promise. That's biology responding to nourishment. These fats become the building blocks of cholesterol, and cholesterol, believe it or not, is the raw material from which testosterone is made. When you feed your body the right kind of oil, it finally has what it needs to ignite that hormonal fire again. But olive oil does more than feed hormones. It protects them. It's packed with polyphenols, natural antioxidants that calm inflammation inside the testicular tissue. I've seen inflammation quietly sabotage so many of my patients. They're eating right, exercising, doing everything by the book, yet their hormone tests keep falling. When we reduced inflammatory foods and added high-quality olive oil to their diet, their luteinizing hormone, the signal that tells the body to make testosterone finally started to rise. It's like turning the ignition key and hearing the engine roar back to life. And here's the part that always surprises people. The improvement isn't just hormonal. Their blood pressure drops, energy stabilizes, and their mood lightens within days. They start to feel the difference before their lab numbers even change. That's when they realize it's not magic, it's chemistry, alignment, balance. So if olive oil alone can start rekindling the spark, imagine what happens when we combine it with a natural stress killer that unlocks even deeper blood flow and performance. Trust me, this next ingredient shocks almost every man when they hear what it does, and it's sitting in nearly every kitchen right next to the salt. Now, once that inner engine starts burning clean, again, there's another force we have to calm, or it will choke that fire out. I'm talking about stress. I've seen it destroy more testosterone than any bad diet ever could. And the weapon to fight it? Something every kitchen already hides in plain sight: garlic. Most men think of garlic as just flavoring, but Inside each clove is a compound called allicin, and it's a true hormone protector. The moment you crush a clove and let it rest, allicin forms, and that's when the magic happens. It lowers cortisol, your body's main stress hormone. And here's why that matters. Cortisol and testosterone are enemies living under the same roof. When cortisol rises, testosterone drops. It's a direct chemical tug of war. I've had patients whose lab results showed normal testicular function, yet their testosterone was flatlined simply because their cortisol was through the roof. Once we helped them manage stress and added daily fresh garlic, those numbers began climbing again within weeks. There's more. Garlic isn't just about hormones, it's about blood flow, the lifeline of male performance. Its natural compounds relax the arteries, lower blood pressure, and help oxygen travel freely throughout the body, including where men need it most. Think of it as opening the valves on a pressurized system. The pressure stabilizes, circulation improves, and suddenly the body works with you, not against you. One small clinical study from Japan even found that combining garlic with healthy fats like olive oil boosted testosterone production by enhancing nutrient absorption and improving endothelial function, the lining of your blood vessels. What I love most is watching the transformation. Men who used to wake up drained start feeling lighter, calmer, more focused. They don't snap under pressure as much. Their bodies finally get to rest. And that's when testosterone finds space to rise again. But here's where it gets even more fascinating, because while garlic fights stress from the inside, the next natural ingredient works like a detox switch, cleaning your blood, balancing your sugar, and clearing the path for stronger, more stable hormones. And it comes from something so simple, you probably start your mornings with it without even realizing its power. And that simple morning ingredient I mentioned, it's one that smells fresh, tastes sharp, and has the power to reset your entire hormonal rhythm. Lemon. I call it nature's detox switch. Every time I tell a patient to start adding fresh lemon to their olive oil mix, they look at me like I'm suggesting a miracle cure. But what happens next is pure biochemistry. You see, lemon is packed with vitamin C, one of the most essential antioxidants for protecting your testosterone-producing cells from oxidative stress. Those cells, the Leydig cells inside the testes, are delicate. Daily exposure to toxins, processed food, or even chronic fatigue can damage them like rust eating away at metal. Vitamin C shields them, neutralizing free radicals before they can cause harm. In one clinical trial from the University of Tehran, men who increased their vitamin C intake by just 1 gram per day saw a 20% jump in testosterone levels within 8 weeks. That's not hype, that's data. But the benefit doesn't stop there. Lemon also balances blood sugar, something few people associate with testosterone. When glucose levels swing wildly, insulin spikes, and high insulin can suppress your body's ability to produce testosterone. By keeping those levels steady, lemon helps your hormones work in harmony instead of chaos. And then there's nitric oxide, the gas molecule that relaxes your blood vessels, improving circulation and oxygen delivery. Lemon juice naturally enhances nitric oxide production, meaning stronger blood flow, healthier arteries, and yes, better performance. What makes this combination powerful is synergy. When you mix lemon with olive oil, the healthy fats help absorb the vitamin C and phytonutrients far more efficiently. That's why in Mediterranean cultures, people often drizzle lemon olive dressing over nearly every meal, and their cardiovascular and hormonal health speak for themselves. I've had older patients come back saying their energy feels cleaner, like someone flipped a refresh switch inside them. It's not magic, it's science working exactly as it should when you give the body the right inputs. And Just when you think the recipe couldn't get any stronger, the next ingredient adds the spark that wakes up sluggish hormones and fires up circulation like nothing else I've seen in natural medicine. It's ancient fiery and backed by research showing it can raise testosterone by up to 17%. That fiery ingredient, I mentioned the one that wakes up your hormones and charges your circulation, is ginger. I call it the spark plug of male vitality. It's small, humble, sitting quietly in every grocery aisle, but when used right, it can transform how your body produces and delivers energy. I've watched men who felt dull and sluggish regain their drive and confidence in a matter of weeks simply by adding fresh ginger into their evening routine. Here's why it works so powerfully. Ginger contains compounds called gingerols and shogaols, natural anti-inflammatories that go directly to the root of hormonal fatigue. Chronic inflammation is like static in a radio signal. It distorts your body's communication system, including the messages that tell your testes to produce testosterone. When inflammation cools down, the signal clears up and testosterone levels begin to rise again. In fact, a 2012 study published in the Tikrit Medical Journal found that daily ginger supplementation increased testosterone by 17% in men dealing with fertility issues. That's real measurable improvement backed by science. But the benefits don't stop with hormones. Ginger also improves blood sugar control, which means fewer energy crashes and better hormone balance throughout the day. And it enhances circulation, especially to the lower body. I've seen this firsthand with my patients. When their blood flow improves, everything improves: mood, recovery, focus, and performance. They don't feel older, they feel switched back on. When you combine ginger with olive oil, something fascinating happens. The oil's healthy fats act like a carrier, helping your body absorb ginger's active compounds more efficiently. Together, they become a 1-2 punch against inflammation and sluggish hormones. The flavor is bold, but the results are even bolder: more vitality, better stamina, and a steady rise in natural testosterone production. And just when you think this natural formula can't possibly get any stronger, the next ingredient takes it to another level entirely. It's golden ancient and proven to calm the silent inflammation that steals testosterone from millions of men, yet its full power only unlocks when paired with a simple spice you already have on your kitchen shelf. That golden ingredient I mentioned, the one that elevates this entire formula, is turmeric, and it's not just a spice, it's ancient medicine in disguise. For centuries, it's been used to heal wounds, soothe pain, and balance the body from within. But what most men don't realize is that it can also protect testosterone like a shield. I've seen this pattern too often: men with all the right habits, clean diet, decent sleep, even workouts, still feeling exhausted, foggy, and emotionally flat. When we test them, their testosterone is low, but the deeper culprit is always the same: inflammation. Not the kind that swells your joints, but the invisible kind that attacks your hormones from the inside. Turmeric's active compound curcumin fights that silent fire better than almost anything I've seen in natural medicine. A study in Andrologia found that curcumin not only reduced inflammatory markers, but also protected the Leydig cells, the body's testosterone factories, from oxidative stress. Think of it as cooling down overheated engines before they melt. When inflammation fades, testosterone can finally rise again. Energy stabilizes, focus sharpens. It's like watching the light return to a man's eyes after years of dimness. But there's one catch that makes all the difference. Turmeric alone can't deliver its magic. The body absorbs less than 1% of its curcumin unless it's paired with the right companion black pepper. Inside black pepper is a molecule called piperine, which boosts curcumin absorption by up to 2,000%. It's like giving the key that unlocks turmeric's full potential. And when this golden pair meets olive oil, the synergy becomes explosive in the best way. The healthy fats help transport curcumin and piperine through the bloodstream straight to where inflammation hides. Together, they smooth blood flow, restore hormonal balance, and create an internal environment where testosterone can thrive naturally. So, as incredible as this sounds, we've only just built the foundation, because now comes the part every man asks me about: how to combine everything: olive oil, garlic, lemon, ginger, turmeric, and black pepper into one simple daily ritual that's fast, delicious, and genuinely life-changing. This is where everything comes together. You've learned what each ingredient does, but the real magic happens when they're combined the right way. I've guided hundreds of men through this formula, and I can tell you it's not complicated. It takes less than 5 minutes, but the impact can be enormous if you stay consistent. Start with 1 tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil, the golden foundation that fuels hormone production. Into that, add 1 fresh garlic clove, crushed and left to rest for about 10 minutes. That waiting time is crucial because it activates allicin, the compound that lowers cortisol and boosts blood flow. Next, squeeze in 1 teaspoon of fresh lemon juice for its vitamin C and nitric oxide support. Then mix in half a teaspoon of grated ginger, fresh if you can, powdered if not. Finally, sprinkle in a pinch of turmeric and just a dash of black pepper. Stir slowly until it turns into a smooth, golden mixture that smells as alive as it tastes. You can take it in 1 quick spoonful before dinner, drizzle it over your salad, or use it as a dipping oil with vegetables or bread. The olive oil acts as a carrier, helping your body absorb all the nutrients and active compounds from the other ingredients. And timing matters, evening use is best. That's when your body naturally begins repairing and producing hormones, especially testosterone. Think of this as giving your system the raw materials it needs right before the night shift begins. After a few weeks, men usually start to notice subtle shifts: steadier energy, clearer focus, deeper sleep, even improved circulation. By week 4, those changes feel more obvious: stronger, morning energy, better mood, a sense of vitality that feels like youth returning, but calmer, more controlled. It's not a miracle, it's biology, consistency, and nourishment working together. Now, before we close, there's one final step that can multiply these results even further. Something I always share with my patients who want lasting change, not just a temporary lift. It's about lifestyle, synergy, the nutrients, habits, and mindset that turn this nightly ritual into a complete hormonal reset. Here's the truth I always share with my patients. The olive oil mixture is powerful, but it's only one part of the bigger picture. Real transformation happens when your daily habits start working with it, not against it. That's when testosterone doesn't just rise, it stabilizes and stays strong. Let's start with zinc, the mineral I call the spark of masculinity. Without zinc, your body literally can't produce testosterone efficiently. It's that simple. You'll find it naturally in pumpkin seeds, oysters, beans, and lean meats. Just a handful of pumpkin seeds or a serving of oysters once or twice a week can make a measurable difference in hormone balance. I've seen men's lab results climb significantly within 2 months when they pair this with the olive oil mixture. Next comes magnesium, the calm behind the storm. It regulates over 300 processes in the body, but what matters most for testosterone is how it controls cortisol, the stress hormone that competes directly with your male hormones. Foods like spinach, almonds, and dark chocolate are rich in magnesium. I often tell my patients, a little magnesium at night is like switching off the noise inside your body. You'll sleep better, your recovery improves, and your hormones thank you. Then there's hydration, the most underestimated tool for men's health. Blood flow depends on it. Without enough water, your blood thickens, circulation slows, and everything functions less effectively. Aim for clear, pale yellow urine. That's your body's natural signal that things are balanced. And please go easy on alcohol. A drink now and then won't destroy your progress, but chronic drinking sabotages testosterone faster than most men realize. But here's the part that truly separates the men who change from the ones who don't: consistency. Hormones are not switched on by intensity, they're awakened by repetition. You don't need to be perfect, you just need to be steady. I've seen men in their 60s regain the vitality they thought was gone forever, not because they did anything extreme, but because they showed up every day for their bodies. So as you add this mixture to your evening routine, think of it not as a cure, but as a partnership between you and your biology. Give your body what it needs: clean fuel, rest, hydration, movement, and it will reward you with strength, confidence, and clarity. And before we wrap up, I want to leave you with one last truth I've witnessed countless times in my practice. It's never too late to feel alive again. When men commit to this, the changes go beyond hormone numbers. Their posture shifts, their eyes brighten, and their sense of purpose returns. It's like watching them step back into their own power. So here's my challenge for you. Start tonight. Mix your first spoonful. Do it for 30 days. Track how you feel, not just in energy, but in confidence, focus, and drive. Because the moment you take that first step, you're not just boosting testosterone, you're taking back control of your life. So let's bring everything we've talked about together. What you've just learned isn't a miracle trick. It's your body's natural science finally being used the way it was meant to. A single spoonful of olive oil paired with garlic, lemon, ginger, turmeric, and black pepper gives your body the raw materials to rebuild strength balance hormones and restore confidence from the inside out. You're not fighting against age. You're simply helping your biology remember how strong it's always been. And if there's one thing I want you to take away from this, it's that change doesn't require perfection, just consistency and care. You don't need expensive pills or risky treatments. You just need the willingness to start small, stay steady, and trust the process. Because every night you choose to nourish your body, you're telling it, I'm not giving up, I'm rebuilding. I've watched hundreds of men turn their health around with this simple routine. Their energy came back, their focus sharpened, and most importantly, they began to feel proud of themselves again. You deserve that too. If this video gave you value, hit the like button so it reaches more men who need this hope. Subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you never miss the latest medical insights on men's vitality, hormone health, and natural ways to stay strong for life. And before you go, tell me in the comments, what's one healthy habit you're committing to tonight? I read every single one because your journey matters. Save this video, revisit it when you need motivation, and remember, every small step toward better health is a step toward a stronger, more confident you. Stay consistent, stay curious, and take care of yourself because you are worth the effort.